Hello people, this is Power here with the review of the DX Taiga Spark from Ultraman Taiga. Obviously, the Taiga Spark is the changer that is used to summon mostly Taiga, or in this case, but it can also summon Titus and Fuma, two other Ultramen that are part of the Tri Squad, and obviously, they're all from different universes, which is pretty neat. As obviously this is the first Ultraman series in the Rarela era. So obviously what's included in the set is the Taiga Spark itself, the Taiga key holder, and the Orblet, as these two are part of the Ultra Taiga accessories. So obviously there's Ultraman Taiga there, DX Taiga Spark, nothing much, and then transformation and finishers and the accessories, how they work and such. So let's getting into it. Okay, so here's everything out of the box. We already covered what's going to be included with it. Because I did it with the Rube Gyro, even though it's inconsistent, let's just look over our two gimmick items first. So here's the Taiga key holder. This is the main transformation gimmicks for Taiga as a whole. So the key holders are the things that actually allow them to transform, or allow some Hiroyuki to technically transform into the respective ultras. So as you can see here, the front is actually like painted silver, as you can see, because the back is just plain. But I love this silver paint. It makes it look like an accessory. And this is for a later thing we're going to cover, but obviously it's a key holder, which I don't really think makes, I don't know, the name doesn't really make sense, because I thought, like, what are these holding exactly? I thought these were the keys, but I guess they're not. As you can see, the molding of Taiga, again, I love it so much. And then there's clear plastic for the color timer, and then red to signify Taiga. Again, I really like the key holders. They're my favorite out of the three Ultra Taiga accessories. And then here we have the Orblet. This is what the majority of our, this is how the majority of the Ultramen are going to get released by. So basically, these are the bracelets, which you can take off. Or so, because these are just literally like flat pieces of plastic with not NFC, I don't really know the reader. I want to make sure I put this in correctly. I don't know, I'll check later. Just the trans stamp stuff, and yeah. So basically how the bracelets are designed is that basically up here will be the Ultraman's head, and then the rest of it will be his chest, with the color time being like the highlight of it. I'm not really sure what this part's supposed to be, because it's kind of the same with this, but because of the fact this is the only color on it, it's more easier to like point it out than like this, because some Ultramen, it's kind of difficult. I think maybe it indicates what light they put up. I think that actually might be it. Then here are the details on the bracelet, which I really love because it's reminiscent to the Ultra bracelet that Taro originally had. So that's why I really like the fact that the bracelets are gimmicks. Now for if it fits me, you can tell it can't. And if I, oh my gosh, if I force it, oh my gosh, oh my god, gosh, it really hurts right now. But oh gosh, no, don't stop coming off. You're pinching my. But yeah, it's really small and it really hurts. Gosh, yeah. So I really hope they release a bigger size version so that I can actually wear them. Okay, so then here we actually have the Taiga Spark itself. Just to let you know, obviously these straps come in separately. You have to put them in. They're like somewhat like leathery. I don't know what the material. I think cheap leather or something, as I can call refer them to as. But they're straight in the package. Just to let you know, it's just that I kept them like this for like 2 days now, so they're kind of worn out. And I think it's a pretty neat decision that they did, because I was worried that they were going to do plastic. But I'm kind of happy that they just went with this, because it makes it look really nice and such. Obviously this is where the battery compartment is. It takes 3 AAA batteries, on and off switch here and such. So here's the design overall for the Taiga Spark, and I really like it. I like how simplified it is. Again, like, I think the roof dryer is a pretty decent design, but again, it's just like, it just like screams out like toyetic, just because of these handles, and like the fact that, you know, obviously use the fact that all you do is just pull, and it's not bad and all, but it's just like, I think they kind of got too far with this. But so I'm really happy that they just went back to being simplistic, because if I had to say, this is all you do. You just pull this thing back, and this is the only like movable part. There's no buttons or anything. So that's the thing I like with the Ultraman changers too. Like, you don't really have to do much, but it's just like this gun. Like, basically the coloring is just this gunmetal gray with this gold and red, and this orb piece, and this other section. I don't know what to specifically call it. Speakers are going to be here. These 2 areas are going to be where the lights are displayed, and this is the area. This whole section is where you're going to scan the accessories and such. So let's quickly demonstrate me wearing it, because I actually did initially want to like wear it through the reviews, but then, as I will show you, I'm just not gonna really bother with what I initially tried to, what I have been trying to do. But basically it's like, overall the toy can fit me pretty well if I put it like this. The issue, however, is just that it's just too high for me, just because, or I place it too high just because of the fact that's just the only way I can actually wear it. Because as you can see, this hinge is supposed to be here, but then, because so then I can actually move it, and also because then, just so then I can actually like bend my hand completely, because I really don't want to go off so long about this, but it's just like, it's just like, I can't get myself to the realization that this toy is just too small for me. Because I really want to like, actually like, you know, use this a lot, but I can't properly wear it is the issue. Because basically, I need this part to be like tight to the point I can't breathe, like what's happening right now. Cause then, just so then it doesn't like move, but I can't get this tight enough to like be tightened, because then like I can't stretch it over, because then it's like, it's gonna give me some space to like actually do it, and then it's like I'm left with the space, so it's like it moves around in the back. So this toy is just sadly a bit too small for my arm. So, which kind of sucks. So I can't wear it properly, because again, it's basically supposed to be around here, because you're supposed to make it so this hinge part is at where your hand bends. So like, yeah. I'm sorry for going a bit too long to that, but anyways, let's start the actual functioning of the toy. So again, I still don't know how I'm gonna frame this. So on off switch here. You get that activation sound. The activation sounds in Ultraman are always unique. So obviously to start anything, excuse me, in this toy, again you just pull this part back. The Taiga Spark will start doing that. You can turn it off by pulling it back, but anyways, so let's transform into Taiga first. So we're going to pull this back. And then take the accessory and scan it from behind. Now we have transformed to Ultraman Taiga. Technically, it's not. See, I'm confused myself because technically with this series, it's not technically transforming because Hiroyuki is the host of Taiga, and then the other two Ultramen that we're going to be looking at more later. But for lack of a term, I really like that transformation. I guess if I have to really be really picky, I would have liked more Taro-isms, but yeah. So obviously because it's an Ultraman toy, you need the finisher, so I'll pull it back and scan it again. I'm going to show at this time that you don't have to exactly scan it behind. So there you do. So there is Taiga's finisher, the Spurium Blaster? Sturium Blaster. I can't pronounce that, but this toy does not announce any finishers, so it's not like the other like new generation hero toys. So basically, I want to say since the X Divisor, which I would say it's fine in my opinion. It's just with me personally, it's just kind of more difficult to like actually like remember the finisher and such. But I guess the way this toy works is basically the wizard driver. It's just you wearing it. Because basically the transformation, how it works, which I think is kind of funny. So like, obviously, Hiroyuki will pull it out of the next review. And then he will say his thing. And he'll grab it with the Taiga Spark. I think it's one of the most stupidly fun things in a transformation I've seen. At first, I was like, oh, so are we gonna like insert this into the Taiga Spark because pictures had it like this? But then it's like, oh, you grab it. That's stupidly cool. Like, honestly, I'm on it. Like, if I had to be honest, I'd rather take grab Gimmick and like by scanning through like click 1, 2, 3. I don't know. It's just more. It's more practical and less gimmicky. I'll say. Sorry about that. So let's show off what the Orblet does. Obviously the way Hiroyuki does it in the show is that he crosses his arms like this, but because I'm not wearing this again, I'm just gonna scan it from behind. Again, and we just pull it back. So there we have the finisher that the Orblet allows Taiga to do. So basically, the way that the way that these work is that basically they enhance the finisher of that Ultraman. So like obviously originally Taiga does the stream blaster, but then with the Orblet, it allows him to do the Supreme Blaster or Spacium. It's Supreme, yeah. So it allows Taiga to do the Supreme Blaster. So basically, it's just like basically it carries the name of the attack from that Ultraman. Obviously, so like Supreme came from the Orb Supreme Caliber. So then that allows Taiga to do complicated stuff. Overall, that's kind of it for the Taiga Spark, and I will say it's a really neat package. Nothing's standing. Obviously, I think the Taiga Spark is one of the neat, like, more simplest transformation devices we've gotten, and like one of the more slimmer ones, because I think I'll say the last slimmer one we got was the X Divisor, because they just started the transformation devices just started getting like bigger and bigger, and like to the point they kind of just became impractical. So it's really nice that we have another like risk-worn one. Also, like again, I just like the variety in the Taiga, the Ultra Taiga accessories, the key holders, and then the bracelets, and then what we're going to cover later, the kaiju rings and such. It's just more variety and doesn't feel like boring. It's like, oh, I'm actually getting some different things, even though the bracelets and rings are basically the same. I'm just gonna say that. And also, like basically, I forgot to mention here, in here, if you do scan this again, it will just do the same finisher. It's not like the previous new generation heroes transformation devices that you would get the transformation and finisher. You just get the straight up finisher here, but it's not for the new generation heroes. At least they're actually different, because they go to their corresponding Ultraman, while everyone else is just their finisher. So it's kind of like a swap of what they did with the Rube Gyro, where the other Ultramen only had their transformation. Unless you got the Saki Rube Gyro, then you actually got their finishers, which I'll get them whenever I could. But so I don't really mind the fact that like the toy is much simplified, because I just really like the looks of the gimmicks, and the sounds are pretty neat too and such. And I also just want to kind of forewarn that, like, just like the Rib Gyro, the lights are really bright on this thing, but I guess it's not as bad because you're not directly facing it when you're playing around with it. Oh, it's same with the Rib Gyro, but I don't know, the Rib Gyro was just more blinding. So yeah, that's basically for my review of the Taiga Spark. Overall, I really like this toy. I just think it kind of sucks I didn't get the campaign with it, but I'll get the Toro later. So that'll be it for this video. So this is PowerRider, and I'll leave people. Bye.